You are amazing. Put one step and another step and just keep moving. And don't let anybody make you feel less of yourself because you know who you are. And I want you to keep being that person and to keep becoming and to keep evolving into future versions. Hi, my name is Serena Francis. I am a development practitioner with over 10 years of experience in women's development and mentorship. I love to see young women live their dreams. I love to see them become better versions of themselves. I love to see them rise up and be bold. I love to see them enter into their greatness. And this is what I do with my organization, SuperWoman. We train young girls, we build them, and we help them to become who they want to be. I grew up as a little bit above average. I was just a little bit above average. My father is a medical doctor. My mom is an accountant, and it was a good space. However, there is this unseen hand, I would say, that moved my life a lot. So I found out that in my life, I always had to interact with different kinds of people. So I went to different schools because my parents' economy was moving kind of. So I started with an average school, just an okay school. And then for some reason, maybe we don't have some money, I have to go to a very poor school. And then for some reason, it goes back up again and I'm in like a very rich school. But what that did to me is that I got to interact with different kinds of people. And many times I got to interact with very, people from low income communities, average communities, politicians, children of politicians. They all act differently. So I had to be a different person a lot in my life. But what that did is that when I interacted with certain sets of people, especially those from low communities, I saw something I did not see with other people. They have a drive. There is and they don't see it. And maybe it's because of my interaction. I feel like this is a lot with my core, my purpose. I almost want to be like, you are amazing. You can have, and they have dreams. You speak to them, they're like, oh, I want to be this. Oh, I want to be this woman. Oh, I want to be this person. And then they just go, but I'm poor. Oh, but I come from it. Oh, I have to sell in the market before I come to school. And I'm like, you're an entrepreneur. You understand how to sell. I am an average person. I interact with rich kids. They don't know how to sell. They don't know these things. You know it by design. This is amazing, but they don't see that, and it's kind of informed something in me. So it makes me. It broke my heart a lot when I see people and young people who had potential and who I feel could become, but for some reason just seemed like they had a cap. And somehow I like as I interacted and as I went through life and I spoke to women and I saw the potential in them, and then the cap, the belief, it just became a fuel for me. It became a very serious driving force. And so when I started Superwoman, I started by blogging. So I started by telling the stories of amazing women, where they started from, how they got here, so that it would inspire young women to become. Right. So that's how it started. It was just a blog. In fact, it was on my phone. I just started the blog in my phone. And I was putting out stories and putting out stories. And I just kept feeling like, I want to do more than stories. Okay, let's have a magazine. So we did a magazine. Yeah, physical magazine too. I know the whole printing process. Believe me. Yeah, so we had a magazine. We started distributing the magazine. I'm like, this is not enough. We have to do more. Then we started trainings. Then we started doing WhatsApp trainings. And I would go to certain women, our company, I'll go to their offices. And like, one young girl, who is that? We don't know her. I'm like, hi, I want to say hi, my name is Serena. Enter the office, tell them what I'm about. I'm like, could you just have a WhatsApp training with some, young girls? And they're like, okay, we'll do it. So we started having WhatsApp trainings. And sometimes we'll have up to, I think WhatsApp was 200, I said 200 people will sign up in like 5 minutes. Like, you could see that they wanted something. You sign up, then you get the WhatsApp link. You click the link, you join the group, and then we fix the time, 8 p.m. to maybe 9 p.m. We're going to have the same question and answer sessions. And man, the group will be so full. We have to create like sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. And so you see, what I saw were women that had this, for a lot of them, they had this internal, these desires that were kind of buried. And because it's a WhatsApp, nobody started saying, come out of your house. Sometimes when it's physical trainings, which we did as well, we still do, and which I prefer. But that's not where we started from, because I didn't have the means to get a venue. I did not have the means. I had a phone and I used it. Exactly, yeah. So they would, join the training. The trainer would join the training and she would just start typing. She would just type, really. She would type and then they'll respond. And I'll go to her inbox and say, you can use voice note. And she's like, oh yeah, we can use voice notes. And then she will switch over to voice notes. And people will play the voice notes and they will listen and they will be so inspired. They will ask questions, she replies them. And for many of them, they felt like, oh, these ladies are so big, I can't just reach her. And now someone is bringing her here via WhatsApp. And it was just amazing. And many months after that, they will come back with testimonials. Oh, remember this training we did? I did this, that, and now I've started my small business, and now I'm able to do this, and now I'm making money. That was amazing. That's so fulfilling. If I'm going on and on, it's because you're talking about something that makes me happy. When we started our project called Project Girl Power, those were for young girls in communities where they don't have mobile data. They don't have phones, they don't have data. So there's a separate team for that. And they are so amazing because they've been working even while, I've been here. That has been going on. So they go to these schools, they go to the communities, and then they teach them. You reach them where they are. If they cannot have mobile phones, teach them what they can do with what they have. We do beat. Oh, I'm not wearing the beads. I'm so sorry. I actually forgot. I was rushing down here, but I was on beads that they made. We teach them to make the beads. We teach them to make jewelries. With what we can use, what is affordable, and I have an amazing team. Many times they are like, Serena, don't worry, we'll get the beads. Like, we bought these beads. We are going there. And they go there. They teach this. They're very young. Sometimes between 13 to 15, sometimes 18. They're secondary school. So what they can work with. There's always something you can work with. So we do that. Then there are young girls who they have phones. They have phones and they have data. And that's it. Amazing. We do social media management for that. So they can learn everybody needs a social media manager. Okay, so if you learn social media management, it means that you can reach, say, 100 people right with your phone and tell them, hey, I have this skill. I'm a social media manager. I've done this. This is your portfolio, which we do. The first thing you do is you create a portfolio. Or this is my portfolio. This is what I have done. These are the testimonials that I have done. I'm going to do 1 week free for you. And then if you like it, you can employ me. This is how much I charge. And do you know, we've had over 20 people come back to say, we got jobs. Now they have something that they can use to their next step. You might not be a social media manager forever, or you might just grow up to have a digital agency. And that's because you reach people where they are. You reach them where they are. If they don't have phones, teach them something to do with their hands. If they have phones, social media management. If they are not into social media management, she might be into hair making. She might be into makeup. There is a mentor somewhere willing to take her into her space and train her for 6 weeks. We do that. I had been an active YALI member for a while, signed up, receiving emails, reading through the emails, and then one year, I think it's 2019, I took my first YALI course. It was no, I took 3 of those courses actually. Actually, that was the beginning point to my structuring my nonprofits. That was the first step, really. That was when I understood what a structured nonprofit should look like. I didn't know before this time. I didn't even know I was in development. I just, I love young women. Go ahead, do stuff, And then I took a course. I'm trying to remember. I knew I took fundraising concept. I have a certificate with that. Social impacts. Okay, but I took a course. So I remember taking that course. And it taught what a social impact organization should look in like 4 minutes. They were like, this is what it should be. Then we were doing trainings. I did not understand the difference between trainings and mentorship. It was from that course we started mentorship. Honestly. And so that's when I knew that, okay, so mentorship, you stay with people you have trained. Because previously I would train them, they will leave, they come back with testimonials, but I kept feeling that, there is something we were not doing. And I did not know that I needed to transit from just training to mentoring. So I took that course, and in the course, man, I need to remember this name. So it taught me to stay with mentees. It said, if you do not have capacity to train more than one set, more than one school, don't move. You move according to the capacity you have. I looked at my team, I looked at the trainers available, and now, even here, they're like, oh, we have 2 5 schools. I'm like, no, hold up. Hold up right there. How much capacity do we have? Because it's not about the noise and the validation of, oh, we're here, we want to post pictures. No, it's about human lives. These lives have to be transformed. For them to be transformed, they have to go from point A to B to C. You need to take them through a process. It means you have to stay with them. What are their names? Know their names. Now you're teaching them things. They might have blockers. They might come from poor families. Speak with them. Know them one-on-one. Be in their lives. Mentor them. If I did not take that course, that I probably would not have, I would have been far from structure by now. But that was the introduction for me to what a non-profit should look like. That was the structure. And I started looking for more courses. I'm like, okay, so I need to take more courses. But that YALI course was the introduction. So where my organization right now, where it is now at this point, thanks to YALI. Over the years, especially, at least for my context, for the Nigerian context, the African context, when young women want to become something, they tell them, oh, like for me, like when I was getting a master's degree, they were like, you're getting a master's degree. Men are not going to, they're not going to like you when you get a master's because it seems like you're too big for them. They can't reach you. And I'm like, you know what? Look, come on. I own an organization. I'm an executive director. I'm in public speaking. So if you're not going to like me, what fantastic. That's why I'm here. But we get that a lot. After the masters, I remember someone saying to me, and this comes from family, this comes from like very close people. And sometimes they're like, if you get a master's and you want to have a PhD, you want to become a doctor, maybe you should get married first before becoming a doctor because you're not going to be, they're not really going to. So we hear this a lot. This is just one example of so many. Don't do that so much, or don't speak so loud. You're going to come off as rude, or people don't like bold women. And I will not. If I say that I don't experience it, I will be lying. And that is what I tell the young girls to do. I'm like, look, you came here for a reason. You have an identity. You are a person first before any other thing. Before being a mom, before being a sister, before being a wife, before being an executive, before being the president, you are a person. Who are you? You have to know that. So everybody that comes to you should relate with you based on who you are. If not, you will hate who you are. You will be depressed. You'll be living another life. You'll be looking at amazing women doing stuff and you'll be like, I don't mind them. All these women, they got there because they slept their way to the top. No, we did not sleep our way to the top. We just owned our voices. We did not allow that programming that makes you keep yourself down, that puts a ceiling over your head. We did not allow that to hinder us. We broke it. And we decided, I'm a talkative. I'm going to own it. Dear Serena, hi. This is Serena from 2024, version 4.0. And I just want to tell you that you are amazing. I want to tell you that every experience that you've ever had, every time you cried in your room, every time you were depressed, every time you overthought, every time you tried to build, every time you felt like you were not worth anything because it didn't all make sense. I just wanted to tell you that all those moments, they all add up, they all sum up to make you who you are and to bring you into the place that you are now. To me. So I just want to encourage you to keep going. You are amazing. Put one step and another step and just keep moving. And don't let anybody make you feel less of yourself because you know who you are. And I want you to keep being that person and to keep becoming and to keep evolving into future versions. So Serena 1.0 can get to Serena 4.0 because I am going to meet Serena 6.0. Thank you.